So today, we're going to be counting down the top 35 Lego Ninjago sets of the past 14 years. That's right, the top 35 Ninjago sets. And the rules for this video are that I can only have one version of each set, so only one Destiny's Bounty would be eligible to be on this list. And also, price will play a factor in this list, so do expect to see a couple of smaller sets on here. So without further ado, let's move on to the number 35. So in the last of the best, I have decided on one of the most recent Ninjago sets I have in my collection, the Young Baby Dragon Ryu set. So I remember getting this set for less than $20 Australian, which is probably around $15 US, and I think that is a pretty good deal. You get a fairly good Ryu build, a Wolf Mask Warrior to build up your collection, and also Season 1 Aaron and Sora, who many dislike being in this set as they wish they got new suits instead. But as someone who didn't buy any of the Season 1 sets, it was nice to get my hands on these figures, and if you did already have those figures, you could at least get your hands on Sora's hair for the first time. And now in 34th, I have the Samurai X-Mech from 2012, and I know that a lot of people will believe that this is too low on this list, but I've honestly never been the biggest fan of this set, and it has only recently grown on me. So anyway, this mech does look really good, to be fair. I really like the darker red, and then also like the gold spinner on its chest. The sword also looks super cool, but the helmet does look a bit goofy though. And in 33rd, we have Cole's Earth Driller from Legacy. I mean, this set is just such an improvement on the original. It's just a lot more bulkier, and the drill on the front, perfect. And how could I not talk about that giant stone warrior? It is just so well built, and it honestly might even be better than the main build of the set. And now in the 32nd spot, we need to go back to the very first wave of Ninjago, because I've always been a Garmadon's Dark Fortress enjoyer. So this is the very first villain-based set that Lego made, and they started off with an absolute banger. From the skeleton on top, and the outposts on the top as well, and even Garmadon's weird chair thing. I mean, even if you don't really like this set, you would probably make a profit from this set if you just sold the Samurai minifigure. And speaking of minifigures, they are all really great. You just can't go wrong with original Kai and original Nia, and you also can't just stuff up a Garmadon minifigure either. This is just an impeccable set, if I say so myself. And in 31st, we have another building set, the Temple of the Dragon Energy Cores. This set just looks so beautiful. The colors definitely give me an autumn vibe, and since I was born in autumn, I really like that. And the tree on the side also looks really well built as well, and the minifigures are decent, I guess. And to start off the top 30, we have the Attack of the Moro Dragon. Now, I am not the biggest fan of dragon sets, so for me to have a dragon on this list in the first place has to mean it is a pretty good dragon set. And this set certainly is. I just really love the color scheme of the dragon, from the different greens and the dark blue. The tail is also very different from other Ninjago dragons, as it seems it is entirely made out of just normal Lego brick. And the cloth wings also work super well for this dragon as well. And even though I do prefer molded dragon heads over brick built ones, I do have to say they still did a very good job with this one. And I guess since we're on the topic of this set, the little Cloud Kingdom build, or whatever that is, it is alright as well. But obviously, I'm only picking this set up for the dragon and the possessed Gloid minifigure as well. And now, for the 29th spot, we have the smallest set of this video with only 94 pieces, Lava Falls. So Lava Falls is a very nice looking set, especially for being so small. So this set is depicting the bridge that Kai and Ash fight on in the Tournament of Elements. So obviously, would have been really cool to get a Kai and Ash minifigure in this set, or at least a Kai minifigure instead of Cole. But I mean, Cole is still a nice minifigure to get, and I do really like the bridge in this set. It is just a very simple build made out of those track pieces, and it has a pretty cool play feature where you can make the bridge collapse. But anyway, for like $10, you can't go wrong with this set. And you can't go wrong with this Cole set either, because the Blaster Bike is another amazing Lego set. So the Blaster Bike is the smallest of the Possession Ninja vehicle sets, but it also happens to be one of my favorites. I really like the rocky style that this bike gives, especially with the huge wheels. I also just really like the stud shooters on each side because these are always just so much fun to shoot until you inevitably lose all of the studs. And just like the last Cole set, the only problem I have with it is the minifigures. The Ghost minifigure is alright, but the Cole minifigure just would have been so cool if it had his ghost head. But I guess then it would have just been a pretty massive spoiler, so at the end of the day, I can't get too upset with that. And continuing with the vehicle theme that we have going on here in the 27th spot, I've decided on the X1 Ninja Charger. So this set has a very special place in my heart because from memory, this may have been my second ever Lego Ninjago set, right behind the Overborg Attack set. And yeah, it is safe to say that this set is a lot better than that set. I mean, this set just looks so good, from the wheels on the front to the front thing, I forgot what that's called, the grill maybe, I don't know, and also the flick fire missile things as well. But obviously the best part of this set is that inside the car is a bike that can just shoot out, and oh my god, that is just so cool and so fun to play with. And even the Nindroid side builds for this set are pretty good as well. It is just overall a very nice set. And now in 26, I have the Tournament Battle Arena. So originally, I just didn't care at all for this set because obviously this set is more of like a minifigure pack than anything else. And to be completely honest, the minifigures in this set aren't great. I especially just don't like that Cinder minifigure because of his tailpiece, and also even though I do really like that Kai minifigure, I don't really care for it because it is not canon to the show. And then the other minifigures are alright, but then there is Evil J, and spoilers for my last video, he is actually my third favourite Ninjago minifigure of all time. But enough about the figures, the actual build has grown on me with like the Sensei Wu statue and the big gong on the right. And now we're in the top 25, starting off with the Hydro Bounty. So where do I even begin with this amazing set? Firstly, I just love the idea of a submarine Destiny's Bounty, and I also like how it is completely different from the Destiny's Bounty, even down to the color scheme, because I mean, the white just makes this set look super clean and luxurious, if I may add. I also really like the gold around the edges of the set and the transparent blue cockpit in the middle, and the fact that you get all of the Scuba Ninja, who I believe almost all of them include their hair pieces in this set as well. And then you also get a Calamar minifigure and even two of the mini submarine pod things as well, which is a nice inclusion, I guess. And now in 24th, we have the Tournament of Elements. No, not the season, but the Legacy set. And now, just let me tell you how upset I am with myself for not owning this set. I literally had this set in my hand, but I instead decided to put it down and grab this set instead. And don't get me wrong, it isn't a bad set at all, but then again, which set is in my favourite Ninjago sets of all time? Not Lloyd's Chopper Bike. Anyway, I like everything about this set, from the amazing figures. I mean, they finally gave us a Belobo, Gravis and a Jacob minifigure. The Golden Anniversary Lloyd minifigure is also nice as well, and even the build is amazing, and I imagine it would look really nice on display with all of the minifigures, but I guess it just can't be on my display. And if you thought that was a good minifigure pack, just wait until you see this one, the Gamers Market. I mean, I just couldn't care less for any of the builds in this set, apart from like this little stand, because it looks quite cool, I guess. And it also has the only ever officially released pink Zane minifigure, which is just crazy that Lego actually made it after however many years it took. But anyway, on to the best part about the set, the minifigures. DigiJ, Scott, Cole with a mustache, Scuba Nia before the actual Scuba Nia, Pink Zane, who I mentioned before, Akino, who I don't think comes in any other set potentially, and an exclusive Harumi minifigure, and a rat, and then a red visor to finish it all off. 9 minifigures in like a $30 to $40 set. That is a crazy deal when you consider the fact that it would cost $45 to buy 9 minifigure blind bags, and you don't even know who you are getting, and you run the risk of getting duplicates, and you also don't get any side builds either. And in the double 2 spot, we have the Ninja DBX. And like the last set, the minifigures are really good in this set, but the actual build is really good as well. So starting with the figures, the boringest of the bunch are the Anaconda Warriors and Jungle Kai, but then you get Samurai X Nia, Sensei Garmadon with his snake tattoo, and an Anaconda Snake Warrior, and then White Pythor. My personal favourite Pythor minifigure, by the way. But of course, the best minifigure of them all is the blue mini robot. What an absolute Giga Chad. So anyway, what I really love about this set is that the back half of the set can like expand and turn into a huge base with a computer satellite tower and like a mini garage for Kai's bike, which he has for some reason. But yeah, this set looks super great and definitely deserves a 22nd spot on this list. And now in the 21st position, we're going to see the Skull Sorcerer's Dungeon set, which is a set I initially hated, but now, obviously I kind of like it. From the skull on the front to like the outposts and stairs on the side, and the inside is also surprisingly full as well, and even has the Blades of Deliverance at the bottom as well. The minifigures are also pretty great with Hero, Lloyd, Cole and Zane, and then it also includes Vania and the Skull Sorcerer, and then these three who no one really cares about, let's be real. And now in the 20th position, I have put the Dieselnaut. So from my understanding, I don't think that a whole lot of people actually like this set, and I just can't see why. I mean, it's literally like a Mad Max-X type tank, and I haven't even seen Mad Max before, and I really like it. Anyway, I like the tires. I know that's weird, but for starters, the tracks at the front look really nice, and then the 4 big wheels at the back are just perfect for this type of set. I also really like the exterior of the rest of the Dieselnaut, like whatever this thing is in the front, and also the flick-fire missile cannon at the top. Also, the minifigures are pretty much perfect. We got Hunted, Zane and Jay, we got Teen Wu, Iron Baron, Heavy Metal, and 2 Dragon Hunters. And you also get like half the dragon armor as well, which is like just a really good inclusion. And now in 19th, we have another villain vehicle, the Misfortune's Cape. And again, if I'm not mistaken, I also don't think a whole lot of people like this set as well. And with this one though, I can see why, even though I obviously disagree with that. So the obvious thing is that the bottom section of the Misfortune's Cape is a little bit small. You know, you can't really fit like a lot of minifigures there. But anyway, let's now look at the top. And this part just looks quite good, doesn't it? I mean, you could argue that the cockpit could be a little bit bigger, but I don't really mind because, I mean, it's not like you're gonna really put any minifigures behind the cockpit, right? You can't even see them. So, anyway, I just really like this set. And now in the 18th spot, I've decided on Cole's Boulder Blaster, and I'm specifically just talking about the original one from 2015, even though this version and the Legacy version do look pretty much similar to each other. But anyway, I just think this set is cool. I mean, you just have a huge spinning cannon out the front. I can only imagine how much fun that would be to just go around blasting everything around the house. And other than the fun factor, I mean, I'm sure this set would look great on display as well, because, well, it just looks good, especially the cockpit and the wings. And now in 17th, I thought, why not put the Battle for Ninjago City on this list? So, I can't lie, I used to be kind of a hater on this set, I know. I'm not sure even why I was, to be honest. But anyway, let's start off with the bottom of the set. So, weirdly, I just really like how, well, I don't really know what it is, maybe the rocks, maybe? Yeah, I'll go with that. So yeah, I really like the rocks that the actual temple is sitting on. I don't know, I just really like the grey contrasting with the reds and the green, and how it also gives the building some extra height as well. And then if we move up the stairs, we can take a look at the doors. I mean, they just look like pretty solid doors to me. And of course, on both sides of the doors, you have this really nice Japanese design with like the dragons and stuff as well. Also, I really like the green roof, and the dragon head at the top is also super cool as well. And the less said about the backside of the build, the better. And of course, how can I talk about this set without mentioning the Golden Master and his mech? I mean, compared to the show, it is a little bit small, but other than that, I would say that it is pretty much identical. And then, I guess I also have to mention this tree as well. I mean, it's alright. It's just a tree. You can't really go wrong with some good old oxygen wood in a Lego set. And now in 16th, let's have another rebooted set, this time being the Thunder Raider. And just like the last set with the Legacy version, I would say they look very similar, but unlike the Boulder Blaster, I think I do prefer the Legacy version slightly more, and that set also happens to be the one that I own. I mean, just look at this side by side. The newer version is just a lot bigger, and in this case, the bigger the better. Alright, so let's just look at Jay's vehicle first. And well, I guess when not combined with Cole's mech, it does look a little bit boring, but I guess it is still quite good. I like the wheels and the tire tracks, as I have said however many times now, but my favourite part of this set is Cole's mech. I mean, I don't really know what to say about it, I just really like, the entire thing. Also, the Overlord minifigure is really cool. Alright, now we are kicking off the top 15. And we have yet another rebooted set, being the Kai Fighter, and I easily prefer the Legacy version of this set. I mean, it's just like double the size, and I mean, it also has a lot of really cool fire stickers on it as well. Anyway, let's continue looking at Kai, because in 14th, I have put Kai's Climber Mech. And like a lot of sets in this video, when I originally saw the pictures for this set, I just didn't like it. But now it just happens to be one of my favourite sets in Ninjago's entire history. And that mainly has to be down to the actual build of this set, which I guess makes a lot of sense. Because if you didn't know, these ropes that are meant to be used for Kai to climb mountains and stuff are actually strong enough to hold the entire setup. I mean, I can just imagine myself flailing this around like nunchucks and having an absolute blast. And in 13th, I've chosen a very cool set, Lloyd's Golden Dragon, and specifically the original one, because even though I do own the Legacy version, the original is just better in it. I guess both of their heads are similar though, but the thing with the original one is that it allows you to shoot this green orb from its mouth, which is just a lot better than the Legacy stud shooter. Anyway, I think that the dragon is just a perfect size, and I love the wings as well, and it of course comes with the original Golden Lloyd. And now in 12th, we have another dragon, and that is the Ultra Dragon from the Epic Dragon Battle Set from 2012. This set is just so awesome. Not only do you get a 4-headed dragon, you also get the Great Devourer, and then ZX Lloyd, ZXJ, Sensei Wu, Acidicus, Scalador, and Chokin, who are all amazing minifigures. And in the double one spot, we have Jay's Stormfighter, and there is no debate between whether I am choosing the original or the Legacy one, because the original is just so small and shit, while the newer one is just so much more detailed and bulky. So yeah, I love this set, and as I said before, I just think that it is so detailed, and I love the blue, the black, and the gold, because well, they just work so well together. And the minifigures are also good, especially that Python. And now, we have finally made it into the top 10 Ninjago sets of all time. And just making it into the top 10 is the Crystal King Temple set. So I actually have a really cool story about this set. I looked it up on my phone one day, and I saw that someone on eBay was selling it sealed for $80, and I was like, dang, that's a pretty good price, seeing as that is $100 over here in Australia. And then yeah, I brought it. Alright, so I'm sure that was a super captivating story, but now let's move on to the actual set. So firstly, love all of the transparent purple pieces, because damn do they just look so cool. I also love the Rocky Mountain aesthetic, and also captures the mountain floating in the air quite well with these transparent pieces here as well. Also, every minifigure from this set is also peak, because we get the 4 Fugitive Ninja, and they are just the best. And we also get 2 Crystal Guards, and of course we get the Crystal King, who I guess is quite good as well. And now in 9th, we have the Lightning Dragon Battle. I mean, this is just one of the best Ninjago dragons ever made. I love all of the different shades of blue, and the huge wings look really cool, and so does this really long tail as well. And it is the perfect size as well, and also comes with this decent Skulkin helicopter and JDX as well. And in the 8th spot, we have another pilot set with a dragon being the Fire Temple. So I know this is a fan favorite set, but I actually am surprised that I've put it this high on this list. But I mean, how could I not have this set in my top 10? So let's start off with the actual fire temple, and it isn't really anything too special to be honest, but it is really wide, really tall. But obviously the coolest part is that it can split in half so you can display Kai's absolutely incredible fire dragon there. This dragon is just so cool, and I may even like it more than Jay's dragon because I just really love that red and orange color scheme a whole lot. I also think we have to talk about the minifigures as well, because not only do we get DX Kai and Sensei Wu in his black robe, we also get OG Nia and OG Zane, and we also get one of the skeleton generals whose name I forget, and the original Lord Garmadon minifigure, and of course Samurai. This set might actually have the best minifigures of all time. And now in 7th, we have another set with a dragon in it, the Dragon Pit from Hunted. So since I already mentioned the dragon, I guess let's start off with talking about it. I mean, it's alright. So yeah, obviously the dragon isn't the most interesting part of this set, because that is obviously the actual Dragon Pit. This is just so cool. I love all of the sand colored pieces. The gate is also really big and well built, and of course looks really cool. And on top of that is the Iron Baron's seating area, where you can look out and watch the ninja fight the dragon. And yeah, all 4 of the hunted ninja are included in this set. We also get the full golden dragon armor as well. Anyway, back to the build. I also really like the 2 outpost stuff on the sides as well. And for 6, I have decided on quite a surprising set, the Ultra Stealth Raider from Day of the Departed. So, for whatever reason, I've always been a big fan of the Ultra Stealth / Sonic Raider sets, except the new one, because oh my wow was that disappointing. Anyway, the reason that this is my favorite Raider is because I just love the utter scale of it. It is really big and surprisingly quite tall as well. The color scheme also works so well, with the main color being of course white, and then the black also just looks really nice along with it. And then I also really do like the gold highlights because they just pop. Anyway, I also really like the 2 bikes on the ends, and I love that they are actually a good size and look good by themselves, unlike the Legacy set. And to top it all off, we have 4 of the Day of the Departed ninja, who are all just really great minifigures. And then of course you have Chen, and speaking of Chen, we also get his really cool and wacky chair as well. I mean, you just can't complain about that, can you? And I just realized you get a Sensei Yang minifigure as well. And now we are really looking at the best Ninjago sets, because we are now starting off the top 5. And in that position, I have the Legacy Monastery of Spinjitzu, which I am so mad at myself that I don't own this set, because it just looks so beautiful. Yes, I just called a Lego set beautiful, but this set deserves that title. From the reds to the whites to the black roof to the gold detailing, I love it all. The front gate also just looks incredible, and you also get all of the Legacy Ninja who all look great together as well. And now we are in the 4th spot, and before we get into the actual set, no, it isn't a 4+ set. It is actually the best dragon that I believe Lego has ever come out with, the Source Dragon of Motion. And I believe it is also the largest dragon Lego has made as well. Anyway, the reason I like it so much is because, well, red is my favorite color, and well, this dragon is just completely red. But the one thing I'm not completely sold on though is the dark red for the legs, because I just don't really think it works all too well. But back to the good stuff, because there's a lot of that. The wings are amazing. I love how they have like a fire design on them as well. And now let's move on to the head, and it is basically just a standard Lego dragon head, but that isn't a bad thing to say really, because it is really good. And then the horns as well just look sick. And I guess I should also mention the throne on its back as well, and I guess it is alright. But at the end of the day, it's just an extra thing you can put on it if you want to. Also, the minifigures in this set are great. And now in the 3rd spot, we have yet another Dragon's Rising Season 2 set. And no, it's not the Tournament Temple City. It is instead the Shadow Dojo. So I don't know what to really say. This set is just beautiful. I really love the dark color scheme with the dark blue, the purples and greys. And the actual build is really nice as well, with the wolf head and the blood moon at the top. And the actual like balcony area is also quite spacious, and the actual inside is fairly decent as well. You also get 4 of the Karma Ninja, with 3 of them being exclusive to this set, and you also get Raz, Cinder, and Jordana, who are the 3 main villains as well. And now for my second favorite set, we have the Temple of Aijutsu. The first like really big Ninjago set, and oh boy is it a beauty. This set is sort of like a mini village in a way, because you don't only get the actual temple, you also get 2 other side buildings, which really just do complete the look of this set, along with the bridge in the middle as well. The figures are also really great as well, because other than the entire ninja team, you also get Wu, Misako, Deref, the Postman, and 2 civilians who I guess you just can't really complain about getting. But now, for my favorite Ninjago set ever made, the Destiny's Bounty. Not the original one, not the 4+ one, not the Season 5 one, or even the Dragon's Rising one. No, I've decided on the movie Bounty. I just really love this set. The Bounty is like my favorite thing from Ninjago, so the Bounty was always gonna be my favorite set. And since the Oni trilogy also happens to be like my favorite era of the show, and this Bounty was the Bounty that they used during that time, that just elevates this set even higher. I also did like the movie as well. Anyway, the actual Bounty is just gorgeous. I love how much space there is on the deck, and also the steering wheel room as well, and it even has an entire like basement filled with Easter eggs as well. The sails also look really good, and so do the 2 dragon heads on the front. Also, the minifigures are great. I love the Ninjago Movie Ninja, and you get all of them in this set. Alright, so that is the list, and thank you so much for listening to my rambling for like the last half an hour or so. And yeah, in the comments, let me know what your top 5 sets are, and once you've done that, if you haven't already, then why not check out my top 20 Ninjago minifigures video as well. See you later, be ninja.